Blood is DNA. Blood is life force. Blood is destiny. Your spiritual power and your spiritual calling can be traced directly to and through your blood and your bloodline. And the mysteries of magic in the universe that we are going to be diving into today is about how magic, warfare, and entities can attach to, target, and tag the blood and the bloodline in order to interfere with a person's destiny and life force energy. Hello, beautiful people. It is Oshun Kimmy, Mother of Mysteries. I am a psychic medium and channeler who receives direct insights about the mysteries of magic in the universe directly from my spirit team, and I share those revelations here on this channel. And so, if you are into receiving esoteric messages that you will not find in many other places, please be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. So, blood magic is the type of work that assaults the bloodline, ultimately with a goal of keeping a lineage in bondage or to siphon the magic and bloodline gifts of that lineage. This is the nature of blood magic. When entities, sorcerers, witches, energy vamps, and warfare essentially follow you everywhere you go because it is the magic in the blood that these entities crave. So, a war against your gifts, your magic, your destiny is ultimately a war against the very blood that runs through your veins. We must always understand that magic is passed down by blood, by DNA. So if you have spiritual gifts, you got this directly through your bloodline, your ancestral lineage. If you want to understand the war waged against you, understand the power of your lineage, understand the magic of the people from who you come from. This is a wonderful place to just go ahead and drop our affirmations to shield our energies as we venture more into this conversation. Please declare in the comments below, I honor, respect, and protect the magic flowing through my veins. Ashe, ashe, ashe. We give praise to the Most High for equipping us with all the bloodline power that we need to conquer any obstacles set before our path. It is so. So let's talk about what spiritual attacks on the blood actually look like. Magic against the blood can look a variety of ways, but one of the primary purposes of blood magic is to taint the blood and defile the gifts and the magic of the blood, right? So, one way that this may be done is by attacking a person's marriage, the ability for them to marry, or the marriage that they are in, and their reproductive systems. Sorcerers and dark entities often do not want certain people to have children or healthy marriages because they know that whoever you birth will automatically be a magical child. So if the parents are conscious spiritual practitioners, the spirit of magic that animates and flows through their blood into this child will be louder and more powerful. Because of what magic the child may have, if both parents are magical healers, another way that malevolent forces will attack the bloodline is by setting up a person to reproduce with someone who may taint their bloodline. So people don't believe that dark energies and entities be out here playing matchmaker, but they most certainly do. They will put certain people in your path that they know are karmic and they know are not good for you, because mating with the wrong person ultimately gives dark entities greater access to and control over your lineage. So attacks on the blood may strive to muddy or taint the spiritual gifts of a line, and the person that these entities send will essentially become the portal, the opening, the covenant that gives them access to the magic of your bloodline. Secondly, and this is a big one, blood magic against a person may also look like blood related disorders. So we're talking diabetes, we're talking sickle cell, and other disorders that may impact the blood count or lower the health and vitality of the blood in some way. This is a tainting of the blood that takes the form of physical disease. And as we know, many of these conditions can be hereditary. So we see how this type of attack of sickening the blood physically reaches into the future to claim the descendants of a lineage by making it to where various generations may end up suffering from similar diseases. Thirdly, attacks on the blood may also look like extreme family conflict, y'all. Family conflict is not normal, even though we have normalized it. like people being spiritually, emotionally, or physically at war with various people in their family. If nobody really gets along in the family, or there's intense conflict, hatred, or jealousy between mothers and daughters, or even between siblings, right? The soul connections between a family, when their bloodline is under attack, these soul connections will be disrupted and aggravated. Okay, so resolving attacks against the blood. It can be complicated because it all depends on how the attack on the blood is being launched or played out, right? As I said earlier, entities can attach to the literal blood, which may mean that you need to do a blood purifying process with herbs, teas, and food medicine. If you've had a child with someone of a darker, more karmic bloodline, then this process may be even more complicated because it may involve certain clearing, covenant breaking, and cord cutting rituals, and then even to some degree having to accept that the bloodline has already been merged. And so some of the work that will have to be done spiritually would likely have to be lifelong, right? Now, if there's a situation of intense family conflict, this may call for some bloodline elevation work, relying on the assistance of one's ancestors. This may also call for praying and commanding certain spirits out of the people in your lineage. Because when we're talking about intense family conflicts, we're talking about spirit possession and we're talking about spiritual manipulation of people in the bloodline. Usually, people who are less spiritually aware, people who are more spiritually vulnerable, ends up being more easily influenced by dark energies, right? If you want to know specifically in your case whether there is warfare set up against your bloodline, of course, you can do praying and seeking and fasting to find out this information. But if you are like, I need help finding this information, then I'd highly recommend booking a one on one session with me, which would be performed live over Zoom. If you want to know more about how to work with ancestors for, bloodline elevation and understanding ancestral karma, then I would invite you to become a member of the Patreon because I've talked extensively about altars, ancestors, ancestral karma on the Patreon. And all of the lectures that I've ever discussed, we're talking about a year's worth of content, will be available when you sign up. If you are in need of a pay what you can reading, please email me. A link for readings, the Patreon, and my email will be in a pinned comment below. Peace and bliss to all who genuinely wish the same for me. Ashe.